Monday morning. Good morning. Good morning. Might slightly brisk, might be full of little springtime, but don't let it fool you. It's pneumonia weather. Y'all better dress appropriately. Top of the morning, everyone. Top of the morning. It's your boy OGBigsam, aka Mr. White, aka the Red Reaper in the building. We're gonna, talk about a few things. It's gonna be all NBA this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the trade that shook the NBA landscape. Yep, if you was sleeping up under a rock and you don't know, Luka Doncic is now a Los Angeles Laker. Anthony Davis is now a Maverick. Yeah, that happened. It did. It happened. You know, some people are happy. Uh, some people are mad. Some people are outraged. Some people are confused. We gonna get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the landscape. And even imagine it so, there's gonna be some hot talk in this very conversation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, but you know what I'm saying? Say good morning to everybody, you know what I'm saying? What up, George Texas boy? You know, what's happening? What's happening? Good morning to the eyes that are looking, you know what I'm saying, that are not in the chat. You know, that it is just it's wild to me, you know, how people think, you know what I'm saying, in their mind's eye about this situation. Um Look, my opening thoughts real quick before we get into all that. I want to, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, keep prayers up, get a little love in your heart, man, for the city of Philadelphia. You know, if you don't know, there was a plane that crashed into a mall in Philadelphia, man. Y'all pray for them folks. You know what I'm saying? Show them some internet love out that way. Send your prayers up, you know what I'm saying, and all that. You know, you never want to see mass loss of life like that in a situation like that. But you know, we gotta hope for the best in that situation. You know. Uh, but let's go on and get into what's going on in the NBA. Again, uh, Nico Cuban, Dallas Mavericks, for the last month has been seeking trade partners to get Luka out of town. And you know, word about the situation. Um, Nico and Palinka had been in talks, you know what I'm saying, low key for a month. Um, the Mavericks approached the Lakers. It wasn't vice versa. Okay. Before y'all get into the LeBron James GM move bullshit now, it's been made clear the Mavericks approached the Lakers um in in this situation. It's been kind of, you know, I didn't no, I don't think anyone expected this, but you know, as these these 12 to 18 hours have gone forward, you come to find out that there was, you know, uh, trouble in paradise, um, with Luca, you know, in Dallas. Um, and honestly, I think it had more so uh, to do with Luca's journey of growing up. You know, I mean, you come from across the water. Uh, you know, Luca been playing ball professionally since he was 16. Um, I kind of call it the Michael Jackson effect. You know what I'm saying? When you get your life is changed of becoming a celebrity, and a lot of things that should happen on a from a normal aspect of life becomes quite turbulent. You know, he gets drafted into the NBA. You know, you give a 20-year-old, you know, 60, 70 million, um, who really ain't with used to that kind of money, and then you put him in a place in the United States. Um, honestly, I'm surprised, but not surprised. You know, what I'm saying that things didn't weren't more turbulent than it was, given the gravity of the situation, and him, you know, having his money, you know, and not having his family here with him for the first couple of years. When I say family, I mean, you know, the parents, a relative, you know, a wife or whatever the case may have been. And you got a kid that, you know, got 60, 70 million, and in third year, 100+ million, you know, at his disposal. And, you know, to find out some of the things that were going on out there in Dallas with Luka, it just, a lot of it had to do with, you know what I'm saying, a kid, you know, growing up. Um, and we've gotten to this point now, for whatever reason, the Dallas Mavericks going forward felt like they could not win with Luka. And I think that just smoked myself. I think it's something else. Um, you know, a lot of people could point to, you know, his playing shape, you know, whatever the case may be. Which is something that could have been easily changed or dealt with. Um, but as an organization, I don't think the Mavericks handled it well. I mean, you could have, you know, the way teams move nowadays, when you got a guy like Mark Cuban, you know, who has the power to do the things that he does, could have put people around him. You know, you did a lot in this world for Dirk. You know, you did a lot in this world for a couple other guys that played for this organization. Why not do the same there with this guy? You know, I mean, it's it's interesting, uh, to know that they gave up on. He's 25 years old. He has, you know, I think 3 years left on his contract as currently, but he's available to sign a supermax this coming season. Um, you know, and it's weird, but when you look at the deal on its face value, um, I think both teams come out for the better, because on the other side of this coin, AD, you know, in this trade, um, he can now do what he really wants to do, and that's play the four, because the Mavericks are good at the five. They got two good young 7 footers that play the five position. So, you know, it's a great situation for AD. You know what I'm saying, going forward, he gets to play his natural spot. All right, you know. And on the flip side, back on Luka being in LA, um, I think Bron's work ethic, you know, and getting in the gym and whatnot, and being in shape will benefit Luka from that aspect. As far as his game is concerned, um, outside of Chris Paul, you know what I'm saying, maybe Kyrie as well, with LeBron, you know, basketball IQ. Luka has one of the better basketball IQs in the league. Um, you know, and I think it'll benefit. Is also going to go take the ball out of LeBron's hands, and LeBron play off the ball more. Uh, you know, you know what I'm saying. You have LeBron and Luka in pick and roll situation. You have Luka and Austin in pick and roll situation. Luka and Rui, you know, uh, it's gonna benefit both both parties. You know what I'm saying? As it were. Um, but it's amazing to see, all the hate and venom that's going on about this trade. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's crazy. Um, to unravel and see how people, like, as far as the Mavericks fan base, are outraged at Nico, the Mavs GM. Um, and and and, and, and not I don't think the Mavs fan base really understands the business. You know what I'm saying? The business of the NBA. The business end. To hear some of the things that they were are saying over there, and I mean, it's crazy. You um, to not. I mean, if obviously they kept most of what was going on with Luka in. Um, a lot of stuff wasn't being reported, obviously. Um, and they feel like Nico, handled it unprofessionally. Um, and I'm not getting how that went. How is that unprofessional? They sent them to a playoff team. Um, I mean, they notified him by phone call. Okay, because they didn't do it in person. He unprofessional. I don't get that. you know. But it is what it is when it comes to that fan base, you know. And it's weird to me, with how people, you know, standoffish. But then I get how, saying some of the people around, are looking at this and feeling the way they're feeling. You have Laker Nation. Well, that's another overall in itself. I mean, because we all know how most of these, people in Laker Nation feel, especially when anything major happens with this club, you know, and there is the obvious elephant in the room, the LBG, what I'm saying, the LBJ hate, the LeBron James hate, make people blind to basketball reality, you know. I mean, because if you don't think that Luka would benefit from being in the same locker room with LeBron, what I'm saying, with LeBron's work ethic, how he moves, what I'm saying, and working out and things of that nature, you're out of your mind. And this man has had an adverse effect on other players around the league. He has a good rapport with them, which I don't understand the hate that people have of that. Everybody just they don't like this league. These guys are just too friendly. What, motherfuckers supposed to hate each other? And I mean, I get, what I'm saying, competitive hate, but I mean, you act like a lot of y'all act like, what I'm saying, when guys, what I'm saying, network, what I'm saying, outside of the court, that it's supposed to be on site, it's supposed to be throwing hands, like just because they play on opposite team, you know. There's a large misconception about the league as it were from the 90s to now. You know what I mean? And it is. You don't have to hate a guy just because you play against. You know what I mean? You don't have to be an asshole to a guy off the court just because you're on the opposite team of him. And a lot of people around this world, around this planet, this sports world, believe that, see that. I mean, yeah, in some cases that is the case, and understanding, yeah, there's genuine hate, what I'm saying, you know, between teams, between fan bases, you know what I mean? It is. But to not like a guy because he ain't always mad all the time and wanna run over your kid or beat your wife, or have some derogatory to say about opposing player all the time, You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? The situation with AD. AD didn't want to play the five. That's been an ongoing dispute, in the Laker franchise with Anthony Davis. Well, yeah, I mean, one glove fits another. You know, um, it, he goes to Dallas. It's a natural fit. He's gonna play the four. They got Lively and the other kid. I think Whitmore. I can't remember the other kid's name. Both 7 foot, one 7'1", and the other 7 feet at the five spot. AD's gonna get to play his natural position. All right, problem solved. You know, um, I mean, I don't understand the brouhaha rhetoric. You got some Laker fans out here complaining, "Oh, why go and get a guy that's always out of state all the time?" Blah, blah." I understand something. Luka's 25. All right, he has 2, 3 more years on his current deal. And you got him who is now still the face of the league, one of the better role models walking, one of the better leaders walking. You know what I'm saying? And one of the better people person in this league. And I'm quite sure gonna have a beneficial effect on Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, it's a plain easy equation. You know what I'm saying? And you think about something. The Lakers training trainers and medical unit and physical therapist unit, they are one of the best. And then not to mention on top of that, you still got LeBron with his team. You know what I'm saying? His training team. LeBron spends close to $7 million a year on himself to stay in shape. You know, to be able to play at a high level that he played at for 20 years. For 20 years. And you don't think that that is not gonna benefit Luka. You don't think Luka is not gonna have his ears wide open to whatever LeBron says or does? Come on. I mean, all this knick-knack, paddywhack hate, some people just have to grow up and look at things realistic, you know. Um, I mean, because especially y'all Mavs fans, man, it's because y'all blind rage is laughable and naive, to be honest with you. And I mean, and then even from a coaching perspective, you know, and yeah, AD along with LeBron and a couple of players spoke out when when J Kidd didn't get the head coaching job when he was there. Well, AD gets to go play for the coach he wanted to be coached by, along with playing his natural position. Brain fit, brand fit, you know what I'm saying? Scheme fit, you know. Um it's I don't I think both teams win. Both players win. Both coaches, both organizations win in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Each situation you know, fixes issues for both players. It really does. When you step back and let the emotional swelling go down and really look at it from a common sense perspective, it was not this trade could not be any better for both players. It really it can't get much better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he gets to play his natural position. You know what I'm saying? Luka comes into a situation where he gets to learn from a seasoned vet, the face of the league. You know, learns how to maneuver, off the court, and be more of a professional and gets into a lane, of being able to grow up, continue to grow, you know, and not have hiccups and things of that nature and put himself in precarious situations, and setbacks. You know what I mean? It, you know, it's just it's outstanding. It's outstandingly crazy to me. The hate, the vitriol, outrage that's going on in Dallas, Texas right now. What up, Mucho? I'm not sure if he can hear me or but I'm quite sure the audio will come on in a few. But going forward from a schematic position, like I said, it said a little bit earlier, you know, um, you're gonna, especially with the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? It takes the ball usage down for LeBron, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be able to separate and have your first team and your backup. You can really maneuver and navigate from a ball handler's perspective. You know what I'm saying, with many more options. You know, you know what I'm saying. Uh, let's see. George Texas Boy said the NBA owns Christmas didn't go well. Had to shake something up. Let's be honest, who can stop a healthy LeBron and Luka? Yeah, I mean, that from a Lakers standpoint, that's my whole thing. You know, um, that's my whole thing. You got two of the
You can hear
better.
me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got two guys with a high basketball IQ. Um, with a point guard mindset. Um, killer scorers can distribute. You know what I mean? It can slow the game down from a half court perspective and manipulate the game. You know what I'm saying? How can you be mad at that? How you try to throw hate, try to throw shade, try to throw dirt on that. Um, and on top of that,
Everybody must get the news. Of
well,
course you did.
it's been a horrifying 18 hours for a lot of people. Um, you know, and, and, and from a
Unexpected.
And from a Lakers standpoint, big picture wise, you got to think about something outside of AD in this deal. Okay, you gave up Christie, but you kept a lot of your younger core. You didn't really give up no one. You know what I'm saying, of a high end. You didn't trade away 4 or 5 guys in this deal. You kept a lot of your core guys. You didn't have to give up a lot of picks because you added Utah to the deal, who facilitated some draft picks. You know what I'm saying, for both teams, and it worked out for the bubble. I don't really. I guess like for me, like I said, you know what I'm saying. This for some of them, it came to give, the LeBron haters something else to stand on to try to hate on or to blame him for. Well, um, let's unpack that a little bit. Going back to last,
Tell
going back to last summer, both Luka and Kyrie were trying to work, and convince LeBron to, saying to get the doubt. That was going on. That there were talks, there were you know late dinner meetings, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, nothing happened last summer, and Plinka and that Windhurst confirmed like late last night that it was again just for everybody to get a good understanding of what has happened and how it happened. Nico, the GM for Dallas, approached the Mavericks approached the Lakers, not vice versa. All right, you know what I'm saying. So get a good understanding of what happened and what is happening and what transpired. You know, the conversation started off like from what I understand it, it's New Orleans late last night. It was about 12:15. Um, the conversation went from if you could acquire Luka Doncic, which which led to the following week where how will we do this and what are you willing to give up? What would you like? You know what I'm saying? And then it comes to pass 2 weeks later. Now, as for the actual reason as to why Dallas wanted 08, well, they, what they've been saying this morning, what's been all over YouTube, all over the big, say ESPN and Fox, and and everybody, they felt like they couldn't win going forward with Luke. That to me, that's bullshit. Um, I think it was something else that they ain't telling. But in either case, you know what I'm saying? Uh, the deal is done. I think both teams would be better for it because both situations fits and helps both players. Now, Mucho, what is your thoughts? You know what I'm saying, as it, pertains to the deal going down.
Well, from listening, I mean, it sounds like folks mad. I mean, I really, I really don't care for real, but like you said, I do see it helping both teams. Um, where AD goes back to his regular power forward position.
Yeah,
Um, um, it looks like Lakers can use a big man though to help out. Uh, how tall is Luka? I don't think Luka
I
like
think
that.
Luca 6'7" or 6'8", something to that effect.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I think like you said, it works out for both parties. I don't think I don't understand why folks are mad. Maybe like you said, maybe it is the LeBron haters. I mean, I haven't seen anything about folks complaining and stuff like that. Sure, I just found out myself. So, but I
Uh,
like it. I can dig it.
yeah, I mean, as a when you from a math perspective, when you look at it on its face value right now, okay, um, you get bigger, you
Hmm.
you get a better a better down low presence. Well, you pretty much double it up because that lively kid, I think he's something special. Um, I think it's going to stretch the floor. You know what I'm saying? A lot more um, with AD's ability. I mean, you got now where Kate, Kyrie and AD in a pick and roll. It's gonna be something nasty. Um, and again, you're stretching the floor wide, more wide open. You know what I'm saying? Clay is gonna be getting even more open shots. Um, from that perspective. On the flip side, like I was talking about just a little earlier, you're gonna look adding Luca. You're gonna take the ball out of LeBron's hands a little bit more, where he can play off the ball. Um, you're gonna be able to create more pick and roll situations with. like a Luka and Austin, Luka and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Luka and Rue. You know what I mean? From a schematic perspective, you're gonna and then you're gonna open up more deep shots. More pick and pops. A lot of people are concerned from a defensive perspective. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's gonna change. Like I said,
What's
Luka,
lively a center?
huh?
Lively a center?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Lively 7-1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That that's why I can't understand what the like Mav Nation out here crying foul. For whatever the case may be behind closed door, because I don't think it had anything to do with basketball. To be honest with you, them facilitating this deal. I think it's something they're not telling. Um, but because you're coming off a season where you were in the finals. You were in the finals. I mean, I've never to go from being in the NBA finals to moving one of your two key players that got you there. Now, I don't think this deal had anything to do with anything on court. I just don't. I just don't. I think this reeks of something personal. Um, because like my sister always says, you always pay attention to the people that ain't talking. We ain't heard Mark Cuban say nothing, and he's one to be in he don't mind getting in front of a microphone at any time of the day. You know, um, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, George, his boy, that yeah, his Gifford, yeah, Lively and Gifford, both of those 7 footers. What I'm saying, they good at the five. Yeah, so that's what makes it the situation much easier for AD to play the four. You know, um, what up, Corey? Yes, a lot going on this morning. Um, well, he Luka he's eligible for a supermax contract this year. But I don't you know I don't think that was it. Um, I just don't. I think this reeks of something personal. It's something behind closed doors, something off the court. You know what I'm saying? But for them to make this move.
Man, look,
But
I
then
I
again, my bad. But then again, you might be right for whatever that reason is, and if they didn't want to spend that 350 to 400 mil on whatever for whatever reason they didn't think didn't think or believe that Luka's worth the supermax contract, which is crazy to me. Um, but I mean, you gonna make that move, then yeah, move him and get something for him. What was you gonna say, Mucho?
oh I was just gonna say, sure, I despise the Lakers like everybody despises Dallas. So like I'm I am a LeBron fan though. I hate it when he did go go there. So I was like, why the Lakers? But it's like a love hate relationship with the Lakers now because I'm a LeBron fan. So
I could kind of get into that. You want to say why the Lakers? Well, at the time, Bronny was playing a lot of AAU in California.
hmm
Bronny himself has a lot had at the particular time was building a lot of businesses in LA. Um, And so was Savannah. You know what I'm saying? She spreading her little, little juice restaurants. You know what I'm saying, across the nation, Cleveland, Miami. She got one here in Atlanta. Um, you know what I'm saying? Vegas. Savannah is the businesswoman in her own little right, low key.
Mm,
Um, so when everything went down in Cleveland, I knew from the rip that they were that LeBron was going to LA. It made sense. You got $300 million worth of businesses going on in Los Angeles. So it only made sense, especially for the kid,
mm-hmm.
you know. So when that move went, to me it was really a business move, you know, and it was just what I said then, and I still believe it now that Los Angeles was gonna be his final stop, you know. You
Mm-hmm.
you had everything to go on, with the boys' schooling. Um, Bryce, you know what I'm saying, his attention meter is starting to rise. Um, he got he got he got offers from schools, USC, Ohio State, um, UCLA, Kentucky. Yeah, Bryce is getting a lot of what I'm saying, offers right now. You know what I'm saying, for college. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and what I'm saying, everything's in its proper spot and place in the James game world.
So it didn't only work out for him, it worked out for him and his family.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, yeah, they were discussing that drug tech support this morning. Winhurst was saying that Luka is eligible for a super. He's been saying that all morning. So whatever the case may be, right there, he has 2 or 3 years left on his current deal, which is good for LA. And to be honest, I think it sets them up going forward, because that's about the amount of time that I think this year and next year will just may be it for LeBron. Um, 'Cause his fatherly tune is starting to change a little bit, and I think it has more to do with the youngest of the clan, that baby girl. She's getting up there, getting ready for middle school, about to be going into high school. She has her own wishes and wants and dreams and whatnot. You know, and I think like what Brian said about Bronny, it holds the same with what I'm saying, for that baby girl. She ain't got to do anything, but she has her own dreams, aspirations. Playing ball. Brian, he's done his best as much as he could to be present for Bronny and Bryce in their journey, and I think he wants to be full time and already and up front. You know what I'm saying, for that baby girl. So I I could see this year and next year there's a slight possibility for 26 for 27, just a slight. But I think I see 26 being it for Brian. You know, and this deal with Luca, it really sets them up for what I'm saying, a bright future going forward after LeBron. It really does, and I think it helped with him being there. You know, as far as Bron's work ethic and how he do things, I think it's gonna benefit Luca going forward. You know, um, and now the the funny thing about this situation, Nick, because I saw this early this morning. Um, you know, people taking shots, at Luca. You know, introduced the Atlanta Hawks into this situation. Most so noted is Trey, because Trey and Luke are bound at the hip because they was drafted 1 and 2. And a lot of people are saying, well, Atlanta, and now this just only confirms that Atlanta Hawks won this trade. Draft day trade. And I'm like, I don't think just because Luka got traded that means that means we won. I honestly, I think we both teams benefited, but and I don't think, like I said before, I don't think this deal, him being moved, had anything to do with basketball. But you know, both players are good in their own right, great in their own right, and more going moving forward. I don't think this is even going to be I don't think this is by any way, shape, or form a setback for Luke in Luca's term. You know what I'm saying? Over trade or under trade, either way, I just think it's a mutual journey that's going on with both players, and on the court, you cannot deny, what I'm saying, each player's, what I'm saying, journey and what they're accomplishing in their game. You know, um, I mean, this Atlanta sports fan base has a sick and twisted, what I'm saying, eyeball, as it were. But I mean, people are gonna feel how they want to feel. They're gonna have their perspective or observation on it. Now, seeing as how it's out there, Mucho, what is your thought on that perspective?
My bad. I kind of missed the last point you made. The last part.
Just how a lot of people expect that the Atlanta fan base, as it were, jumping up and down and kind of sort of in celebration of thinking that we won the draft day trade. You know what I'm saying? Because Luka got traded from Dallas to Los Angeles.
Well, I don't. I mean, it's not us. I mean, all we don't have nothing to do with it really.
Yeah.
Any complaints and stuff like that, but I think it's pointless to what folks angry or something or jealous or something like.
Well, that is, again, Luca and Trey are bound at the hip because, what I'm saying, they were traded for each other in that draft. And,
What?
some people, what I'm saying, out there, because he got traded from Dallas, feel like the Atlanta Hawks, they confirmed that Atlanta Hawks won, were the winners coming out of that deal because of it.
Yeah.
That Atlanta fan base sick, and twisted way of thinking about things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It just don't make any real sense to me. I don't know.
Hmm.
It sound like a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Um, I mean,
But I will agree, probably though. I think we did. I think we did get the better deal out of it though. I mean, both of them good players, but we got the better deal out of it. Just
I
what you
mean,
gonna do with it?
they both give you 26 points a game. Luca 26, 6 and 7. Trey 26 and 11. He leads the league this year in assists. I mean, like I said, they're both good to great players in their own right. I don't think that this deal, what I'm saying, puts us and Trey Young over Luca or vice versa. I just think it's just a journey that's gone. I mean, but with them having been traded for each other on that particular draft day, we think that we're in this NBA nuclear arms race, if you will. Um, I mean, but
To solidify it, Trey got to win a chip with the Hawks.
yeah, I mean,
That that solidified.
right? If we're really going to entertain this, all right, which was what
Mm-hmm.
makes it crazy. Again, Dallas is coming off an NBA Finals appearance. All right, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of the weirdo minded, you know what I'm saying, ATL fan base who will, well, they got to the finals because they had Kyrie. Y'all really gonna try to say that it had nothing to do with Luka? Did y'all watch last year's season? You know, um, Trey has been to a Eastern Conference final. Um, you know, we kind of struggle, mid tier, what I'm saying, since. I mean, if we're gonna look at it honestly, that Luka getting traded does not us put Trey better than Luka. With Luka having a finals appearance, Trey hasn't had a finals appearance yet. I mean, okay. So how can you sit up there and say, well, we won that trade because, saying Luka got traded from the Mavs to the Lakers. I mean, if we're looking at it from an individual standpoint, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, what would we be saying had the Mavericks won the NBA championship last season? What would we be saying? Just keep it a buck. What
Got
would
the
we
better deal.
what would we be saying? You know, um, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, when we look at
They
it on
had the better team.
right, you look at it on its face value right now. The each player's journey is still going. I mean, and then who knows? But I mean, at this point going forward now, this coming off of this deal, and and let's say the damn Lakers go to the fucking finals, and then what? That'll be
They got
back.
LeBron.
That would be back to back years. Luka Doncic in the finals, and then what are y'all gonna be saying?
But OG, that's not fair. They got LeBron.
Mm, mm, right, right, and that's gonna be the conversation. Well, he went over there with LeBron. He got, twin evils. Yeah, okay, all right. So I mean, how we gonna be mad at that? I think y'all
He
might
did
just
a KD move.
y'all had to turn around and put your eyeballs on Landry Fields. I mean, you scoffed at the chance to get a big cat because you didn't want to give up old Methuselah over him, who's 3 inches shorter than any center that he plays against. You know, I mean, let's just keep it a buck now. Yeah, yeah, you know, uh, Minnesota was asking for what they was asking for. Me myself, I'd have gave up the house to get Big Cat to Minnesota. I would have. I'd have gave them whatever they wanted to get a legitimate center, to get a legit center, a legit 7 footer. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. But then at the same time, y'all want to complain about whatever was standing next to Luka. Well, we had a chance to put somebody next to Trey, a legit big man, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. Landry Fields, this is me looking at you sideways. You know, I mean, but you know what I'm saying? This is the world of the NBA. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bucks raise boats. Yeah, I said that to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It was Dallas that called LA. You know what I'm saying? You know, at all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that were LeBron up there bullshit. No, because I mean, when you look at the story in itself on its face value, it goes back a whole month. Nico and Palinka been in this conversation for a whole month until they came up with something that worked.
Do you think it was a conversation with them asking Luca where he wanted to go?
No,
No.
mm-mm, no. Go, based on what I read this morning and listened to this morning, this was just the Mavs and their front office team trying to getting him out of town. They operated real low key because uh before 30 hours ago, no one knew that Dallas and LA was in conversation about a deal.
So Luca was probably just as surprised as we were.
Well, I don't think I don't think we're probably any surprise to Luka. I mean, but even if it was,
He
um,
probably was excited about it.
given whatever the situation is out there in Dallas, he had to know something was up. He had to know that he was going to be moved. He may have not have known when, but
Where?
I'm pretty sure he knew he was getting moved. You know what I'm saying? For whatever the reason was that him and the Mavs fell out. So like I said, I don't think this had anything to do with basketball. I think it was something personal, some off court, you know, um, because I mean, you don't move 26, 6 and 9, you know what I'm saying, off your squad. I don't even care if you was mad at him, you know what I'm saying, you know, at his world beat free side. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things. That's one of the things that everybody's pointing to is, you know what I'm saying, his playing weight, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. I don't think it had anything to do with that, man. I really don't. I really don't. Listening to the things that are coming out, you're not gonna make me believe that this had anything to do with basketball. Luca is a top 5 player in this league right now. To be honest, he has been since he came in the league. The boy been playing professional ball since he was 15. You-
Yeah, I could see AD being surprised too. Um,
I mean, well, I don't think he. I wouldn't. I don't necessarily think that he was surprised. I mean, you know, what I'm saying, because like I said, now on that end of the spectrum with AD, you know, it had gotten increasingly loud his unwillingness to play the 5 in Los Angeles over the last 2 seasons.
mhm.
You know, um, and you know, quietly as it were, I, I don't think things were as good as a lot of people was making it out to be out there in LA with him, especially for that aspect. You know what I mean? I mean, but like I said, in each situation, I think it works out for the better for both players and both teams. You know, let's see with LeBron. Yeah, yeah, that's that's what I was saying. LeBron's work ethic is gonna benefit Luka. You know, and then a lot of people got it. And like I started the show out. You know what I'm saying? With you, you have to remember now when Luka got drafted, he was 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? You got that $100 or so million. You out here in Dallas, without family for your first 2 years in the league. Um, You know what I'm saying? And you just, going about your natural life. Okay, I show up, play the game. I have fun playing the game. You know what I'm saying? I always smiling. I mean, he look. We're talking about the Lithuanian Magic Johnson. All right, he plays. He's always smiling. Great passer. You know what I'm saying? Great score. He does he does everything well. You bring him to the states. And I think for whatever it's worth, whatever his habits or that became problematic to him, I guess it came to the point where we're not gonna change him. He's gonna be this, And like I said, I think it's something personal. I don't think it has anything to do with basketball. Because again, you trade away 26 or 27 points a game, 6 boards, 7 or 8 assists, you know what I'm saying, and a block or two, a steal or two, you know, he has one of the better plus minuses walking in this league. Top top five, probably top three in this league. You know what I'm saying? You gonna trade that? You gonna trade that? I mean, I really want to know what happened over there. Did he take Mark Cuban girlfriend? Uh, did he slap somebody dog? I mean, really, to trade a player of that caliber, and you can't put it on, what I'm saying, conditioning. I'm sorry, you're not gonna make me believe just because he plays it the way he plays, and that's the reason you trade him. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, as influential as you are, Mark Cuban, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You get some, and I honestly, at this particular point, I think it was more so, I think this may have something to do with that kid. I really do. I mean, I think that when you got a guy like that, and you really think about it, Luka and kids game was quite similar to, saying Luka was a better scorer. Um, you know. And like I say, even if it was about his weight, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is, I mean, it was I think it probably came down to a choice. You fire kid and bring somebody in here that Luka's gonna listen to, or, what I'm saying, if that's what the case, or get rid of Luka. Now, you know, and obviously, as you could tell, He's has done a fabulous job in getting players and getting the type of players in there that he likes. In in upgrading, in progressing this team. So it was the reason they chose they chose Kid. Um, but even still, right there with that, I just it I don't think it had anything to do. I'm gonna maintain it that I don't think this had anything to do with basketball. Um, but the boat said free agent next year won't be shocked. Freak comes to the Lakers now play with a strong possibility. Strong
Wait, Greek Freak going to the Lakers? Know what you're talking about?
a strong possibility. I think he's coming west, but to the Lakers, I don't know. I think I am. I think Warriors maybe probably, because you got to think about. I mean, how would the numbers work? Um, because the Bucks are in a precarious situation right now. In a very precarious situation. To try to find that third scorer. You know, um, your 3-and-D guy as well. I mean, I don't think they're gonna have the wherewithal to keep Giannis. I mean, they're pretty much in the same situation as that Dallas is. I mean, you not if he if Giannis is not gonna sign um a supermax contract with the Bucks, um, they it may come down to them having to move him. You know what I'm saying? So he won't walk out the door free. You know, um, they thought next year's Lakers cap space now get free agent. I mean, well, if they have the cap space to do it, I wouldn't rule it out. I believe with Luka in LA, a lot of international players will start signing with that, yeah, because he has a lot of international influence. You know, guys on his national team and a couple other teams, saying across the border. You got a point there, George Texas boy. And now, yeah, LeBron said that a couple of months ago. I mean, he's not hurting for no money. You know what I'm saying? He could take a move and and sign a 1 or 2 year extension for not, what I'm saying, for, you know, 60, 70, $80 million, what I'm saying, to hold space for them to make a move for a max guy. You might have a point right there. You just might have a point right there. You know. Um what you think? What you think, Mucho?
Um, well, sure. I don't know much about the Max superstar lingo or term or whatever, but if that's anything like, I guess, like taking a pay cut, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard anything about him talking about taking a pay cut or anything, but I can see him I can see him doing that.
yeah.
You
I mean, and now,
know.
given the state of affairs at this particular point, I wouldn't be surprised that what I'm saying, that would happen, because you know it's a guarantee that he's gonna play in 26. It's guaranteed. That's etched in stone. Will he play in 27? Yeah, that's still up for debate. Um, so I can see him signing maybe signing a 1 or 2 year deal for, you know 85, 90, to give Lakers room to make that max, make an offer, what I'm saying, to a max guy like a Giannis, um, Jalen Brown. Uh, you know, it's strong. It's a strong possibility.
I honestly thought this may be his last year because I thought he only just wanted to do a year with his son.
Well, there may be some other things on the horizon, but yeah, he wanted to do that. But, um, like you said the other day, he as long as the mind is willing, his body's gonna follow. You know what I'm saying? And his love for the game, he gets up and feels like, I don't feel like I don't want to do this no more than he thinks. But he keeps himself in such great shape.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Religiously great shape. You know, um, I think 25, 26, with a possibility for 27. I think we got 2 years at best. We got 2 years of Brian left at best. You know, but well, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about this morning. Um, it's gonna be an ongoing conversation. Um, I'm gonna holler at you all guys on Wednesday night when I get into some Kyle Pitts stuff and the rumors of, you know, trade offers.
Trades.
Yeah. Um, gonna be talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and the Trey Young hate. Um,
He need
yeah,
another superstar.
and all of that. Um, so, Mucho, you want to throw your final thoughts out there on, you know, they whatever's going on in the sports world? Give it.
Um, nah, not too much. Just woke up to this little bit of news. My only concern with the Mavs and they little trade, just don't know if hopefully AD can stay healthy. You know, he to me he's injury prone,
Yeah,
but that's neither here or there.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, just see what's gonna happen with this. It should be very much exciting to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
it's going makes good for NBA TV. I tell you that. I tell you that.
Hmm.
Once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're watching, do me a favor and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Mr. White Network. Um, you know, and we're gonna keep giving you this content. I'll be have to tune in every Monday morning at 9:30 for Mad Monday with the OG. In here. We can win sports here at 10:30 p.m. Again, Falcon Friday High Noon Madness is on the shelf till draft week. Unless something, outrageous happens in Falcons news. But
Hmm.
that's you know, just keep me all up with programming note. Um, but other than that,
Let's
check
shake the
the
table.
website out. Um, I'll be getting it out, what I'm saying, tomorrow with the OG Tuesday thought. It's just a little clip, or little 10-minute clip, give y'all a little something to think about. This is something I'm gonna, put back into the program. Um, in, in the creative room to, still, let, Mucho figure out what he wants to do on his own programming.
I got you.
I mean, we trying to work it out over here, Mr. White Network. But
Mm.
like I said, like just getting y'all Monday started. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm not sure. I think the Mad One may be giving y'all Mad Mike in the morning. He's a little bit under the weather, but it on your own accord. Peek in over there. He may be if he is, it'll be at 11:30. Um, Unholy Alliance, doing the usual thing, saying on the night, check out K Styles and the fellas this evening. You might see me on there as well. But hey, it's just to get y'all Monday started, saying with the OG and Big Mucho, like we always do, man. Y'all got to
Yes,
keep it,
sir.
saying, keep it dirty and most nobly keep it real with yourself. Let your next choice be your best choice, man. And hey, dress accordingly, and we out.
Peace.